You know, if you keep shooting at the target long enough, eventually you're going to hit that target. Maybe you'll even get a bullseye. It seems like that's the approach that we've been going with in regards to the Samsung Galaxy TriFold. We have another little piece of news here today. Maybe not a little piece of news. Maybe actually the biggest piece of news we've all been waiting for. This was posted by Ice Universe, and keep in mind they appear to just be sort of reposting news from another website. We'll get to this here in just a second, but what they are saying is the TriFold, the Samsung Triple Fold, which is it folds twice, will be released on December the 5th, featuring a 6.5-inch outer screen and a 10-inch inner screen. When unfolded, it measures 4.2 millimeters. That number might seem familiar to you because it's exactly the same as the Galaxy Z Fold 7. And when folded, it measures 14 millimeters. Now, obviously, that's quite a bit bigger than the Z Fold 7, but 14 millimeters for a device that opens up into a 10-inch screen, not that bad. I mean, the Galaxy Z Fold 5 was 13.4 millimeters. We're a millimeter off from the Z Fold 5 with a 10-inch inner screen. That's kind of crazy. We also do have a report here of a 5600 milliamp hour battery. We had seen patents that basically showed that, like with a standard folding phone, you've got some battery in here, you've got some battery in here. Well, you have another panel, so there's room for more battery, so they've pushed it to 5600 milliamp hours. This is not going to be silicon carbon. This is going to be lithium ion traditional battery tech. They just have more room to put more battery in there. Now, as for this source, because this is actually important, we've seen Ice Universe in the past sort of just say what another website is saying, and I think sometimes some things get, like, some nuance maybe gets lost in translation sometimes, and maybe they're meaning like this is being reported by this website, but it comes across like they're kind of like reinforcing it. In this instance, they're just saying this is happening. They're not even mentioning really that this is being reported. They're just saying it, and then here's a screenshot. Now, I had to do some digging, some translating, some Googling. Eventually, I did find the source for this. I think it looks different, but the author is the same. So we're just going to kind of go with it. Exclusive. Samsung avails Galaxy Z Trifold tablet-sized twice-folding smartphone. I love that. Trifold, twice folding. And this basically says what he just said. It's going to be released on December the 5th, and they're going to be having some sort of an event. They are finalizing preparations for an event, including a public unveiling, so that's definitely going to be kind of cool. And of course, they do reference these quotes that we've gotten directly from Samsung, where they were saying since the middle of this year that they plan to release the product within this year, and it seems like they're just barely going to make that. They've got this image embedded here as well. I threw this over to Google Translate, and it's just sort of reiterating the same sorts of things. The price around $3,000, though. That's interesting to see down here at the bottom. 10 inches, 5600 milliamp hours. Basically the same stuff we've just seen with the addition to that $3,000. Quantity, 20 to 30,000 units. We've seen that as well. This thing could be quite scarce. This also indicates to me, like I've said in a prior video, limited release, at least to begin with. South Korea, China, they're going to see what this thing does, and then they're going to figure out, hey, how many more of these things do we need to actually produce to launch it wider? They're going to produce what they need, and probably not a device more than that. If they're smart, they're going to get close to hitting the exact mark of the demand. You want to kind of create a little bit of scarcity by keeping it right there at that level, so that the people that do want it maybe have to look a little bit to try and find it. It creates, remember when the Nintendo Wii came out and you couldn't find it at all for like a year? That's kind of what they want to have happening. They want to kind of have that scarcity thing driving sales as well. They talk about this $3,000 mark as well later on in the article. That is very, very steep, but you know, this is a $1,900 phone. Isn't that crazy that it's going to be closer to 3,000? That is a lot. That is definitely going to keep a lot of people from buying this phone. Most people are going to say a $3,000 phone of any kind is just ridiculous and completely something you can't justify. So guys, not much more to say on this one. Just wanted to pass that information along to you. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more content like this, and until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.